Hey guys, hope you're doing well. I wanted to answer a few questions just for a few minutes. I am on break from my advanced hormones seminar, and thought I would answer one of the questions that was posed yesterday, that I asked you guys yesterday, and that is do 20% or 27% of adult women have evidence of chronic autoimmune thyroid or of chronic autoimmune thyroiditis or Hashimoto's? And the answer is obviously it is yes. Yes, that there is a 27% of adult women have evidence of an autoimmune thyroid condition. It's a huge number, and it's just the thing that's even more shocking is that when you start looking at autoimmunity in general and autoimmune thyroiditis and hypothyroidism, that all the major groups that comment on these things, they all say that the cause for hypothyroidism and autoimmunity is unknown, and that we know that there are lots of potential connections. There's a lot of things that definitely contribute to autoimmunity, and if you start really looking at current, and I mean, literature within the past 10 years, may not sound current, but that's really current, considering that it takes about the fastest you're going to see it is about 15 years for scientific literature to be incorporated in clinical practice. 15 years. Now, why would that be? Because it takes 15 years because research has to be published. It has to be written into a textbook. The textbook has to be adopted by a school. The school has to teach the material. The material has to be, then the students have to graduate. Talking about 8 years there. And it's a long process. So you're looking at a long process of, at the fastest, of getting new literature into clinical practice. And especially when it comes to guidelines, I mean, that's going to be a long time to take that to occur, for research to make it into clinical practice. So you have to constantly be researching, or you become outdated really quickly, because there's literature that, I mean, I look at and I'm posting for you guys, and then we're even talking about, and this is a functional medicine course I'm in today. I got to go here in just a second because I have to actually watch this. I'm streaming it. It's a live stream. And I have to watch it from my house, or I will be at my office until 7 p.m. tonight, because that's how long it goes. It's Central Time. The course is. So anyway, all the stuff that we're talking about, I have tons of information. I mean, it's very interesting to take these classes multiple times, because year after year the science is evolving. And what we're finding is that, and what I'm learning today, I've already learned a ton of stuff today. I'm like, I can't wait to share this and also teach it to you guys, is really very interesting to me anyway, and I think it'll be very helpful to help you guys improve your health. But yeah, 27. I want to hop on here and say yes. The question I posted yesterday evening, true or false? 27% of adult women have evidence of chronic autoimmune thyroiditis. True or false? It is true. It's a major issue with multiple causes, guys. Multiple factors drive autoimmunity and drive this problem. That's why we have to approach it from a more holistic perspective. You can't go to your doctor and expect that a thyroid hormone replacement is going to fix all your problems. It may improve your symptoms, and if you're hypothyroid, you definitely need it. But I'm going to tell you right now that if you're not looking at your health from a holistic perspective, and I don't mean some kind of like esoteric out there holistic concept. I mean, if you're not looking at things that drive the immune response, like food proteins, like food sensitivities, chronic infections, environmental chemicals, if you're not looking at the adrenal gland function and your sex hormones, your testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, if you're not looking at your cortisol, if you're not looking at your diet and your vitamin and mineral status, then you're missing a ton of information. And none of your doctors are really going to be doing that from a conventional perspective. It's just not happening. And it's not that they don't mean well. It's that they don't actually know at all anything about it, or how to incorporate it into your treatment plan with them. That's not what conventional medicine is. That's not conventional medicine. So you can't go to a conventional medicine doctor and expect them to explain to you what I'm explaining to you, or to try to help you with the tools that I'm trying to help you with. and I don't do what they do. So it's really important that you understand that it's a completely different model, and they're not bad people. They just don't know a lot of the stuff that you're getting exposed to, nor do they really have time to be immersed in it, unless they, there's a lot to it, guys. They're really, really busy, and they're really stressed too. And most of the systems, because most of your medical doctors are employees, by the way. They work for bigger corporations. There's a lot of consolidation in healthcare. So as an employee, you do what they say, or you get written up, and you eventually get fired. So you don't step outside of those boundaries unless you go out and you practice on your own. And then they say, well, you know what? Go start your own practice and see how well you do. And it's not as easy as it may sound. You just because that's a lot of the stuff that I've done, and the teaching that I do is a great way to, if you want to help people, you help people first, and you can build a practice that way by trying to help people first. That's what you got to do. It's just not that easy though. So anyway, today I wanted to share with you guys some information on this and let you know that there's autoimmune thyroiditis autoimmunity is a huge issue. It's something guys know I'm really passionate about, because I am autoimmune personally. And but anyway, today I'm in a advanced hormone course. It's an 18-hour course today, tomorrow, and half the day Saturday. I'm not seeing any clients at all today. Tomorrow, which I'm usually doing administrative duties, I will be completely immersed in functional medicine and in hormones, which I've gotten some really, really great information. We're going over diagrams and things that will kind of make your eyes go across, like this and this, right? But fortunately, repetitive exposure to this has helped me to absorb a lot of it. So hopefully it works. So I hope you guys have been doing well. I wanted to let you know, so yes, I'm doing all this today, and then this evening, 9 p.m. Eastern, we're having our webinar on toxins. It's very interesting because this entire hormone course that I'm in right now is, there was like an introduction. So one of the guys, the speakers, was up there, and they were talking about some of the things that we're going to be discussing. Guess what they talked about? They talked about endocrine disrupting chemicals in our environment. There's going to be a lot on that as we go through. I don't know how much a lot there's going to be, but there's they're going to discuss it. There's an entire So this morning, what we've done is we talked about all the hormones, what they call steroid hormones, which are basically looking at cortisol and your progesterone. A lot of the major hormones here I'm going to discuss: DHEA, testosterone, estrogens, how they break down. There was a lot of talk in the first presentation about susceptibility to cancers, some of the things that we see that can impact and increase risk factors. And then the second presenter was very good. It was all on adrenal gland function, and again, that ties in a lot of these hormones. We talk about what impacts them. And what kind of signs and symptoms, what are some of the best interventions and strategies to use to try to help support the best adrenal support. And it's all connected. I mean, it's really all connected. When you talk about the adrenal glands, you're also talking about their impact on the sex on the sex hormones like estrogen and testosterone. It's all connected, guys. It's all connected. If your adrenals are stressed, you're not going to have good hormone balance with your sex hormones. You're not going to have good progesterone. You're not going to have good any of the other testosterone, any of them. So it was very, very interesting to see that, to learn some of these things, and so there is going to be some discussion on environmental chemicals, which I think it's probably going to come up a lot in the thyroid section, because there's going to be an entire presentation later today on thyroid analysis and workup, which I have seen and been through 7 or 8 times. Classes like this, if not more. But hopefully I'll learn something new this time. I'm pretty sure I will. It'll be very interesting to see with this the new, if there's new information that's being integrated here. But they foreshadowed a little bit in the introduction, talking about phthalates, which are environmental chemicals. I've talked about them a lot. If you guys just go to any of the videos, the live streams I've done on Facebook, if you go to our videos tab, you can look at all my past live streams, and you can search and I don't know if you're going to find the word phthalate itself, but you can search probably in the last like 2 or 3 months. You're going to find tons of information if you want to understand more about environmental chemical exposure and thyroid physiology disruption. And if you register for like the webinar that we're going to have tonight on toxins and how they impact the thyroid, is one of the main things I'm going to discuss. There are some pre-webinar videos. The first pre-webinar video is actually on a great research paper that, guess when it came out? Last year, 2016, in I think it was October or November, and it was talking about how environmental chemicals that were researched in that paper disrupt thyroid hormone physiology at literally every step, guys. So secretion. You can look at it. So if you guys have seen my whiteboard video where I draw out the entire process, it breaks it down at every step, and it's so what we end up having is not only physiological breakdowns in the thyroid chemistry that I taught in my whiteboard video. If you have not seen it, you have to watch that video. I'm actually going to re-record it with adding this information to it, and trying to condense it to like really quick. I don't know if I can do it. Maybe we'll figure it out. But when you start looking at it, there are 24 different ways the thyroid hormone physiology breaks down. And when you add chemicals to that, you're looking at least another 24, if not more. So you have to address this chemical component, I think, is a huge, huge factor that we're just completely missing. And even from a functional medicine perspective, where people are doing detoxes, but most of the detoxification programs, I think, are 90% of them they just work on improving detoxification systems, but not really removing the chemicals as much. Just improving your body's ability to remove them, but not removing what's already inside your tissues. Which there's a lot that's in your fat tissue, that's in your adipose tissue, that's in your neurological tissues, your brain. I mean, there's a lot of mercury and things have affinities there, but a lot of these chemicals will absorb into the fat. So you've got to work on getting the stuff out of those tissues, not just supporting the detoxification systems, which is what I'm going to be talking about and what we do through our detoxification program. But you can learn more about that, if you guys want to join us. I'm going to have a webinar. So after all this, I'm going to have a webinar. I didn't really plan this. I kind of registered for this. I'm in training right now, today, tomorrow, and then also Saturday for advanced hormone training. And it's a streaming webinar. I really didn't plan this. I decided to do this kind of like the last week. I said, you know what? I'm going to take the class again, and so that's what I did. And it just so turns out that we have a webinar tonight. So I'm going to be busy, but it is what it is. It'll be good information. But anyway, if you guys want to join us on the webinar, it's No More Toxic Body. You guys are probably seeing me post about it this week. But we're not going to have it again until maybe next month. Maybe not. Like, I'm just playing it by ear every month by month, depending on how many people we have in our detoxification program, how much. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you guys, we're going to go through this whole presentation if you join us on the webinar, and then what we are going to do is we're going to give you a chance to get some advanced I'm going to talk to you guys about the 2 most important tests, I think, to assess for toxic exposures. And we're going to give you an opportunity, if you want to, you can get it at a discounted rate, and I'll actually review your results with you in an appointment. It's going to be super discounted rate like we did last time. So if you're interested in that, you can do it. But if not, it's still some good information. So anyway, I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit, and hopefully this helps you out. I don't know what the comments are saying here. I don't have much time, but I'm going to try to read through some. Let me just make sure that I have time to get home and get my live stream set up. Hey, Karen. Hey, Megan. Absolutely. It's a combination of things. Christy Olson, how are you? Hope you're well. Yeah, you're right, Megan. Not enough physicians further their education past their degree, but the reality is, too, is that a lot of them, they have to go through continuing education, but a lot of it's really just on like what are the newest medications to try to help people, which has value in it too. Hi, Lisa. Let's see. Conventional medicine is killing people. We've got to do better than just use that approach. I agree. Hey, Wendy. Yeah, I agree. There's not enough. Direction to other professionals that may be able to help you. I agree. Hey, Dina, can you tell me if coriander tea is good for thyroid nodules? I can't, because I'm not familiar in using coriander tea for nodules. I know, Lori. I'll need a bigger board for my. Yeah, what I'm gonna do is try to draw it out in advance, and then be as concise as I can with it to try to keep, because our video right now, our whiteboard video is 24 minutes. It's you know what, it is what it is. I just how I taught it that day, and it worked out pretty well. Feel great. Awesome, Wendy. Glad you're doing better. Well, anyway, guys, so anyway, if you have any questions or anything, post them below. I just want to kind of give you guys an update. Yes, 27% of women have signs of autoimmune thyroiditis. It's a huge number. That's 1 in 4, and very, very few of those women know that they have a problem. So I hope you guys have a good day. We're going to be on our webinar tonight, so if you want to join me, just hop on there, and if not, I will talk to you guys again very, very soon. But hope you have a great day and a wonderful weekend if I don't talk to you before then. Thanks.